right, first things first, we need to do this before we start this video. Haha. The bouncy eyebrows are back. Check that out. So now, I think you guys have the idea on what car we're riding on today. This is the Mazda MX-5 2017 RF Grand Touring Edition.
Ooh, you got all that? That's a mouthful.
Yes, sir. For such a tiny car, it's a big name. And let me tell you, you guys all know that this is my favorite car and of all of them right now in the market. And today we have this one thanks to Mike Daniels Auto Group in Columbia, South Carolina. If you visit the website in the description down below, you'll be able to see the lineup and the inventory that they have in Columbia, South Carolina. But we're not talking about the dealerships right now. We're talking about this specific product, which is the Mazda MX-5 2017 RF Grand Touring. That's a long name.
That is a long name, but you know what? As small of a car this is, it kind of drives and earns that big name.
Yes, sir.
He loves these cars. I've never been a huge MX-5 person. I don't know why. I like a little more horsepower. I'm going to admit it.
That's the biggest argument on the MX-5.
I am going to admit it. I don't think that I'm a horsepower snob, because I don't need 1,000,000 horsepower to be happy. But on paper,
yeah,
this car just did not appeal to me.
Okay.
Sitting in the seat,
it's a whole different game.
It's a whole different game. I mean, I've got to say, I'm an MX-5 convert.
That's awesome.
I would seriously consider this car. I mean, I don't care what the numbers on paper say. The butt dyno says that it's much quicker than it should be.
The butt dyno.
It impresses me. Yes. Does the gearing help it? Yes, it does.
It's a high rev car.
But, and the bottom line, I really don't care. I mean, does it matter to me that I'm pulling around a corner in third gear instead of in fourth gear? No. Actually, I kind of wouldn't mind that, because you get the revs up, it sounds good, you're having fun. I'm converted. I mean, this really is a fun little car, and in this cement gray color,
oh yeah,
holy cow,
the perfect color, guys.
This color is amazing.
But the Mazda MX-5 2017 RF Grand Touring has enough horsepower because it's so small. You can move this whole body with the amount of horsepower that this car has and have the performance of bigger engines and bigger cars, such as the Subaru VRC and the Scion FRS, or the well-known as the Toyota 86. Those cars have 200 horsepower, and this one has 155 with 148 pound-feet of torque, and it feels faster, quicker, and on paper, and the test that Motor Trend and other companies have done, this car is faster.
Almost by a second to 60,
so,
which is amazing. So
it's not about horsepower, it's about the combination of power to weight ratio, and this car has that.
It does, and it has that fun factor. You know, I was concerned that, you know, with this top, would I still feel like I was an open top car? And I gotta say, I do. And this might be the ideal package for a single driver commute car.
I'll say that.
For a weekend car. You know, the kids have moved on to college or whatever, and you just want a fun little car.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody, but I might not need that Corvette.
Oh, what? That's a statement right there.
I can't believe I'm putting that out for people to see, but really, I mean, I'm not going to stop at every gas station because I've had my foot in it. I can put my foot in this car and drive it like a banshee, and I'm still driving and still getting 30 plus miles per gallon.
That's true.
You know, I'm not feeding a big hungry V8. This will never sound like a V8.
Yeah, it's not going to.
I'm also not going to kill myself in this, driving it like I want to drive it.
And that's true. This car, you can drive this car to the limit mostly all the time, and you will never feel that you're in an unsafe situation. Also, the cost of maintenance of this kind of vehicle is minimum. yes, every vehicle has a cost of maintenance. Every vehicle has, you know, X amount of money you have to spend every year to keep it running. But comparing this vehicle with other vehicles on the market, this is one of the most economical vehicles to have and to own. The insurance, the tires, the maintenance, because let me tell you something, I own a 1996 MX-5 NA Miata, and if you ask me how much money I have invested or expend on my car for the last 2 years, if I save $500 on the side of gas, oil, and brake pads and tires, it's a lot. So this cars never break down. There's rarely break down. So you have a Mazda MX-5, you're barely gonna put any money on it.
It is, and that's a big part of what makes this car so good is, you know, you look on paper, it doesn't look good. I mean, it really doesn't. You can go get a Hyundai right now with more horsepower.
Yeah, that's true.
You can, and not spend a whole lot less than what you're spending on this.
Mm-hmm.
But the intangibles that you get with this car really make this car probably worth twice as much as you'd pay for it.
That's true.
And you know, I've driven $60,000 sports cars, and you know that in today's market, that's not a lot. That gets you a Lexus.
Yeah.
You know that it really. But I've owned expensive sports cars that were a lot of fun. But the thing that set them apart for me and why I don't own them to this day, not because they weren't fun, not because they weren't great to drive, not because they didn't have all of the things that you want in a sports car, but they also had that one thing that you don't want in a sports car, and you just mentioned that maintenance expenses.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker. Most of the deals
it's insane. You could go right now and you could get a 5-year-old Porsche Boxster that has more horsepower than this. I don't know that it's going to outperform this, but we could probably argue that all day long. And yes, if we got it on a track, would the Porsche beat this around a track? Yeah, probably so, depending on who you put behind the wheel. But you will spend, you would spend more in maintenance on a Porsche probably in the first 6 months of ownership than you would spend on this car through an entire term of
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. I mean, that's huge. I mean, it's. Yeah, maybe I pay more attention to that now that I'm a little bit older and more mature.
Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, did I care so much about that? No, not so much.
Neither did I.
But let's be honest, I also didn't maintain my cars like I should have because I didn't have the money, but I wanted the car.
Yes, sir.
This is a car that gives you that benefit of having fun, open top.
My favorite part.
Driving it, and enjoying driving while not breaking the bank.
Pay close attention to those details and make the smart decision. Don't go by the bro who's telling you, bro, you need to get the Mustang, you need to get the Camaro, you need to get the Challenger. Yes, all those cars are great, but they come with the cost, all right? And if you're smart enough, you're a smart buyer, you go for the car that it will fit your budget and it will fit your needs. And this car, check the blocks on every single one of them.
Absolutely. The paper says it's underpowered. The paper says it doesn't have much torque. The paper says it's small and there's not enough room in it. The paper says all kinds of things, but you know what, people? Throw the paper out the window and go get in the car.
Yes, sir.
That's where you're gonna find this car. You're gonna find this car not in a magazine. You're not gonna find this car in any place. You're gonna find this car with you sitting in it. That's where you're gonna enjoy the car.
That test drive, guys. And I will tell you this to close out with this video. Listen to this guy. This guy's a car enthusiast. I'm a car enthusiast. A lot of guys on YouTube are car enthusiasts and love the Miata, not just because it's a Miata, somebody's paying them to talk good about the Miata. There's so much culture behind this car that you guys are gonna be blown out. Your brains are gonna be like, what's happening? Why? Now I know why this car is so important in the auto industry. This is Isaac Cam. This is Mike, my camera guy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And when you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit the little bell right here beside it, because if you don't hit that bell, you're not gonna get the notifications for the next video. Thanks to Mike Daniels Auto Group in Columbus, South Carolina for letting us drive this car and show it to you guys on YouTube. And check the description down below. You will have the website from McDaniels Auto Group and the hours and the phone number. You can contact them. Stay tuned for more at Awesome Camps. And I'll see you guys next time with this guy again. Hopefully with another beautiful product. See you next time.
Bye.